once upon a time in a world that you actually currently are in, because back in the day, I used to be a full-time Genshin content creator. That's right. Alicia Law Dump. My goodness, what happened? I don't know, man. I just started doing random shit, and then other stuff started working. And I was like, oh, in Genshin, the updates were not coming out fast enough for me. So I was like, I'm kind of just doing dailies for videos. So, yeah, anyways, also, I just kind of got burnt out during Sumeru. I don't know if any of you guys got kind of burnt out during it at one point. I ended up finally finishing Sumeru, though, which is here on the channel if you want to check that out. And I'm now heading in, not even close to Natlan, dude. I'm heading to Fontaine right now. So I'm just not even close to being caught up. But hey, if you want to see somebody who's playing the Archon quest for, like, goddamn Fontaine, hi, it's me. I'm here. I have not done any of it yet. So I hope you like and subscribe. Stick around the channel for more stuff. Also, I do post only, like, one Genshin gameplay video, like, maybe once every 3 weeks to a month. Reason being is that we have to edit them pretty heavily because they're just so long in Archon quests. And we just try to trim out the fat a little bit, so it takes some time to get through it. And it's me who usually edits them because I'm the one who played the plot. And I have to, you know? So please bear with me if it takes a long time to get those uploaded. But I do upload every single day. I do 2 videos every single day, from reactions to gaming to whatever I feel like. So I really hope you stick around the channel. And let's check out Xilonen? Oh no, she's the thick baddie. She's the thick baddie that Jessica Negri recently cosplayed. And that made me interested because I follow Jessica Negri on Instagram. I haven't reacted to Genshin shit in a long time. I saw Jessica Negri cosplay her and I said, yeah, I'm watching that character trailer. Let's get into it. Code word for today, if you finish watching the full intro, is thick with 2 C's. Yeah.
Ancient names are Natlan's generational legacy. They are records of our past and chronicles of our heroes.
Ooh.
Behind every echo, a timeless victory. Every canopy.
No, that's a Pokemon. I know a Pokemon when I see one. That is a Pokemon. Hey, that is a Pokemon for sure. Hey, right? Oh my God, they're gonna get sued like Pal World.
Same conflict.
I'm just messing around.
And every spring, a heated battle. But from one generation to the next,
God, I love her eye makeup.
history can change.
Also, green-eyed baddies.
The slightest distortion poisons our legacy.
Though, to be honest, like, I don't really care too much about skin tone. I'm not really one of those people who give a shit that much. It's nice to have darker skin representation because, you know, your girl's dark as hell. So it's nice when it happens. I'm not someone who's like gonna die on a hill for it, but I do like it when it's in my games because I'm like, hey, that's me. But I'm just saying, if you have a green-eyed baddie like myself, darker skin actually looks way better. It just, like, for when you're doing browner complexions, because you made her tan, you actually made her a little darker. It actually contrasts with like the highlights in her eyes, which is what they did with me, right? I actually have Anemo symbols in my eyes. If you didn't know that, I'll zoom in for you. So I got Anemo symbols in my eyes. Yeah. So it just kind of like looks really good. Yeah. Whoop.
Legacy.
Everyone wants wealth and fame.
Power means you never yield.
Protect others at your peril.
Jesus Christ. Okay, you got a heavy ass life. God damn.
Legacy. And true history.
Okay.
That is what I forge.
Yeah, forge your own fate, girl.
Of this land. A hero is engraved in
I like her
stone.
tail.
Their legacy
She is very pretty.
in this name. This blessing forged in flame. Luongozo is complete.
Okay. She's so pretty. Jesus, that one shot of her? This one? My God, she's pretty. I also like her nails. Ooh, I like her nails. What made you choose Anemo? Well, back in the day, I made this model, like, well, we originally did this model. Sorry, I didn't make this one. Originally, when I got this model done, it was back in the end of Liyue and into Inazuma. So this was years ago. And back then, we actually didn't know how it worked. So the whole thing for everybody was that everyone assumed it was based on like personal stories and what you've gone through. For example, like Razor got Electro because of him like going through that like traumatizing situation with his wolf pack, and then like Xiao having like, you know, like his friends all die, so he's Anemo, and like pretty much any character with Anemo, like their friends are all dead. That was like the original theory that everyone thought back in early on Genshin. So that's the reason why I chose Anemo, because I got a lot of motherfuckers who died in my life, and I was like, that is pretty cool. And then we found out that that's not actually what happened, and I never actually got far enough in the game to know the real reason why people have, you know, their blessings. So yeah. Anyways, but yeah, pretty cool. But back in the day, that's what the community thought, like years ago. But I think it's not. I don't think it's. I'm not far enough in the game to know the real reason why. It's just that was the fan theory back when we were playing a long time ago. Anyway, next one.
Wow, what a beautiful gem! You should turn it into jewelry.
Oh hell yeah! Get that bling!
We should check the grade first. But I can think of a better use for you.
What is Hoyoverse in their DJ arc? What's happening? I'm down for it. I am so down for Hoyoverse being in their DJ arc. But we just watched Zenless Zone Zero Bernice's trailer. I'm reacting to a bunch of stuff at once. We watched Bernice's one, then we went to Honkai Star Rail and we saw Rappa's one. And now we're going to Genshin, and now we got another DJ booth. Girl, I'm so about it. I'm so down. Turn up, girly. Turn up, girly. That first person go crazy. Okay. Oh, this song is so good. Dude, she's too hot. Oh my God, dude, she's too hot. Oh my God. She's a stepping stone for us to become furries. That's what it is, right? Because she's like kind of like, you know, before you become a furry, there's that one step before that's like socially acceptable. You know what I mean? Like people being into like Neko girls. They got the cat ears and the tail, but it's nothing else, right? She's like that. She's our gateway. The roller skates are so cute. So cute.
Truly a precious gem. And so damn simplistic. Could be
Oh, her skating down the side of the mountain? What the fuck? Can you do that with her character?
Looks like these Saurians don't miss a beat. Time for a test drive.
Oh, she hit the beat nasty. Oh, she hit the beat nasty.
Got a few tricks on my sleeves, yeah. Others on my squeeze, really freeze, yeah. I'm gonna make sure don't no teaser.
They got her. What?
You got no idea what to do. Always on my mark, no time to accuse. Shouldn't like tell me the stage is not for you.
Shut the fuck up. When did Genshin start doing this? When? When did they start? When? They got the rapping lyrics and shit in the fucking character trailers. Stop. What? When? I've been gone for so long.
Well, you got no idea what to do. Always on my mark, no time to accuse. Shouldn't like tell me the stage is not for you.
Oh my God.
With every step I'm taking, every move
Oh my god, little fist bump is cute as hell. I'm gonna be real with you. I have not seen the trailers for the other characters in Natlan yet either. I got brought back because I saw how much of a baddie this girl is. I have not watched the other trailers for the other characters. So, yep.
It took so long to dig up, and now the phlogiston is gone.
That's for the best. Better lost in the heat of battle than locked away in a jewelry box.
Oh, fair enough.
Gems like these are meant to burn.
Feels weird she says burn in both of her trailers, but she a Geo. But yeah, fair enough. She'd be having them rocks. I mean, it's cool as hell. I really, really like it. I know that I will say something a little bit more openly. If I get backlash, it's whatever. I'll just say how I feel because you know how I am. There's certain characters I know for Natlan they came out with that are references to like gods or historical figures that are like dark skinned, and they like real whitewash them. And I was like, that's kind of weird, you know, because they made it really historically accurate as much as they could when it came to Liwa. And even they did the same thing for Inazuma. It feels weird they didn't do that for Natlan. Does anyone else feel like a little weird about that? It's like you put that much effort when it came to Liwa in particular, which I understand you're a Chinese company, it's Chinese representation. But it's like, if you're putting that much effort in for that, and then also Japan, and you're also like, you know, making multi-mil, feel like you can do the same thing. So that's like kind of my opinion about it. It's like, I'm not really going to be fighting other people in the fandom about it because it's like, it's none of our job to make that. I mean, I think you're fine either way. If you're like, I don't really give a shit about the skin color of a character, that's fine. But my only thing is that if your character is based off of something, it feels weird to do that. But I'm also cool with I'm cool with people race swapping characters too, though. Like, I'm cool with either way race swapping characters. I think it's just a really hot take people have, right? I don't really care if someone has a brown character and they whitewash them, or a white character and they brownwash them. I really don't give a shit, right? I think it's fine either way. I really don't. I'm not one way or the other about it. I just think if you're making a reference to something and you're trying to be accurate in certain aspects, and then, you know, you do that, it just feels weird. Yeah. And also it's kind of cool because in Honkai Star Rail, what is cool, sorry, is in Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, they have no problem. Well, more so Honkai Star Rail actually. They have no problem throwing in some dark skins. And me personally, I think it matters to me not enough to be angry about it. So it's not like I'm someone here yeah, fuck them. I'm not really that mode. I'm not that passionate about it. But it'd be nice to see you know, when you're in an area that would normally be with people with darker skin, to have some darker skin. I don't know. It'd just be kind of nice. It makes it feel weird. I mean, Honkai Impact 3rd has Carol, and I've talked about this before previously. If you've ever played Honkai Impact 3rd, especially post Honkai Odyssey Part 1, there's a scene where Carol is really insecure about being dark skinned, and then her mom's black is beautiful girl. Your character says the line to her, black is beautiful girl, right? But she's I can't go out in the sun, I'm gonna get darker. I'm just, she's so worried about being darker skinned, and she's from Africa, and it's it feels really strange because colorism exists, and to tackle colorism is a really cool thing to do. But it feels weird when she's your only brown character and she's the ones talking about colorism. You don't have anyone else, right? You get my point now? It's you guys are addressing there's colorism in your game, and then you proceed to have colorism in your game by not putting more brown characters in. I don't know. It feels weird because if you acknowledge it in your own game, that means you know it's a problem and you know it's a thing. There's enough acknowledgement that you've had that for years. So it's not even because I feel that's a defense a lot of people have. It's oh, they just don't know. And I'm well, they wrote something about it before. So they're very aware. And there is a lot of colorism when it comes to Asia, especially when it comes to places like Japan in particular, though this is a Chinese company. Colorism is a very prominent thing there. So it feels weird. I don't know if it's because they feel only light skin will sell, because of the beauty standard, but it bothers me. Colorism, I don't know. Can you please explain? Okay, so what happens is that certain cultures will deem lighter skin and fair skin as being more beautiful. And the darker your complexion, the less beautiful you are. It's not just about race. It's actually also about within your own race. So for example, like in Japan, there's actually people who are fairly dark skinned there, but the portrayal is always the lightest skinned version in a lot of gaming culture and a lot of like media as well, because it's seen as more beautiful. The same thing happens throughout Asia in general too, right? It's because the beauty standard is to have that. In Korea, there's skin treatments to make your skin lighter. In particular for that, there's also chemical peel masks for it too. This is like the actual standard there as well. So it's like important to understand it's not just about race every time. A North American perception is like, oh, it's only about race. But when you look at an international perspective, as somebody who's been to different parts of Asia, it's very much about also the pigment of your skin, even within the same race as other people. So that's why I'm like, they are aware. They are very aware of colorism. It's not something new to them. The different types of racism that North America faces, they might not be familiar with. That's different. What I'm talking about in particular is when it comes to shades of color because of the beauty standard. That's all. So again, I'm not going to ever like be super harsh about certain things, but it's weird when a company acknowledges it within their game's own dialogue. And then later on, they don't even practice what they preach. Yeah. I teach a middle school in China, and some of the students called a classmate black when he was only a shade darker in skin. Also, I was told to emphasize my whiteness in my work photo. Yeah, it's a very common thing to be seen as like, I mean, it's also takes back from history. So for those of you who like don't understand like the history of Asia and stuff like that too, is that those who worked in the rice fields would tend to have darker skin, and thus it was seen as being like a lower class. So what happened was that it was perpetuated through culture that the more fair skin you were, the more inside and the more rich you were and affluent you were. Thus, you were seen as being more beautiful and luxurious. And that mentality passed on and passed on and passed on to where we are today, where people who are darker skinned are not seen as the beauty standard. And again, I'm not going to bring in like North American racism into this. I'm talking about purely in Asia's racism version, because they're creators of a game company who live there. And that's exactly what they experience. So they know, they're well aware, right? So, and even myself, when I did work in goddamn Asia, right? When I did work in Japan, they did lightening makeup on me to lighten my skin tone for camera, right? So it's like, it's a very prominent thing. They know what they're doing, right? So I'm just saying is like, you know, keep in mind, you can dick ride and cover for a company all you want. They are people at the end of the day, and they are aware of their social surroundings. So just keep that in mind. And, you know, I'm not saying go cutthroat, don't threaten people, don't do any of that crazy nonsense. But it's also important to like acknowledge things when they're happening. You don't need to have a blind love for things. You can love the game as much as you want to. It's a fucking video game at the end of the day. But also remember that people are valid to have that criticism too. And then people are also valid to not care either, because everyone has their own life experience, right? That's all I got to say about it really at the end of this video. So again, I don't give a shit what you think, because you're your own person and I love that for you. So have your own opinion. And that's my opinion. Anyways, catch you guys later. Thanks for your love and support always. We'll see you next time. Bye.